I guess most of this week was focused on Purim and stuff. So here's a quick thought on Kisisa. Okay. In this week's parsha, it does mention the whole Maisa with the Egel, right, and how Klal Yisrael. So there's actually a basic question you have to ask is how did Klal Yisrael count wrong, right? Meaning Moshe said go for 40 days. They said Moshe didn't come down, so either they were right or wrong. So how did they miss the count of the 40 days, right? So the Gemara in Tainus deals with this and explained that it basically they started counting on the day that Moshe went up, and through their whole calculations, 40 days ended. Moshe didn't come down. However, according to Moshe's calculation, he started from the next morning, and therefore the 40 days wasn't up. And then it wasn't until they actually started to party with the Egel, bring korbanos, whatever, that they found that was the time when Moshe was really supposed to come. So where did they make where was the disconnect? What was making the difference? So it could be that it's very interesting is that when Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu to prepare Klal Yisrael for the Matan Torah, he said, prepare for yourself 2 days. And Moshe, as most people know, added a day on his own thing, basically from this logic. He felt that when God said 2 days means 2 full days. And since we're already started this day, the first day, he said that means starting from tomorrow and the next day, and therefore subsequently you have 3 days. To that, Hashem agreed, and you see, because Matan Torah did occur when Moshe Rabbeinu made his cheshbon, and you see, so that is a svara that not only makes sense, but it's one thing that Hashem agrees to. This could be the disconnect. That was almost the very first lesson that the Rebbe, Moshe Rabbeinu, was giving Klal Yisrael, is that when something is starting, when you're starting to count, you count that day from the middle of the day. You have to count from the next day, the morning. So what happens here is that Klal Yisrael didn't learn the lesson from the Rebbe. Therefore, they made a mistake. Once they made that mistake, went to the next thing, and they doubled down with the mistake and asking for a new leader, Egel, and the whole thing. So that's basically could be how Klal Yisrael made a mistake, is that they didn't follow what Moshe was really telling them, and they didn't really listen. And that's where the breakdown comes sometimes, is that we think we're listening to somebody, but we're not really focusing on what they're saying, only on what we're hearing. So we should have a great Shabbos, and we should work on listening, hearing people. One thing I noticed very much by great men, by Gedolim mostly, when somebody talks to them, not only they look at them, they turn their head, they turn their ear to them in order to get a more focused attention to listening to what they're saying. If you notice pictures of Gedolim, you'll notice, or if you see people, somebody speaking to them, they lean in and they turn. They don't look at them straight on. They get there because they want to hear what they're saying, and we should all learn to listen and communicate better, and we'll have far less problems. Have a wonderful Shabbos.